Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video is going to come out slightly later because I'm recording slightly later as well. I'm recording this UK time about 5 p.m. Usually I upload at 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. So late evening for the people in the UK video. Um, but today we're going to be talking about Vallejo. He is leaving Real Madrid on a loan. We're also going to talk about Aurélien Tchouaméni, and Fabrizio Romano has come out once again stating that Tchouaméni will not leave. Also, we actually don't have much on Mbappé. In fact, I don't have any Mbappé news today, which is a surprise. Like, honestly, we are currently on the for May 16th, but for the people watching, the 15th of July. And Mbappe still has 16 days to respond and reply to PSG. So that's 2 weeks time to respond to PSG. So let's see what happens. But we're actually not going to talk about Mbappe too much, but we do have one news, not quite a news, but a message that I want to talk about, which I found kind of interesting. So let's begin. Now let's talk about Vallejo because he is a player that is currently at Real Madrid and a player that is set to depart now. After the departures of Eden Hazard, Mariano, um, and, and even Asensio to a certain extent, players that personally I have felt that really should and would have left Real Madrid. And now with someone like Odriozola nearing an exit, hopefully it will be done in the next few weeks. Hopefully Real Sociedad, if you really want him back, just pay a fee. But on Odriozola, it's been really quiet. We haven't really heard too much. But the club will definitely try to get rid of Odriozola. But Vallejo, what's the latest? He's going back to a club that I'm pretty sure he was out on loan at. If you remember, Vallejo was out on loan at multiple clubs. I'm pretty sure he was out on loan at Wolves. But he's going back to Granada, a club that I'm pretty sure he was out on loan at in the, I want to say 2021 season. I'm pretty sure that was the first season I really started talking about Real Madrid and football and YouTube. But yeah, he's going back to Granada. Interesting, really, because he was there before and he's going back. It's only on a year deal, so I'm pretty sure there's no option to buy or clause or anything. I think it's just a 1 year loan deal straight up, and he's basically going to be at Granada until June 2024, but his contract expires in June 2025. So I'm kind of, obviously we won't have to think about this till next year, but I'm thinking to myself, what are Real Madrid going to do about this? Loaning him out when he has basically 1 year left in his contract next summer. I don't think Vallejo will probably generate a lot of money, but um, look, I would have preferred if we sold him, but I think the fact that he probably would have wanted to stay, but it's almost like he wanted to stay, but he's kind of forced to leave. So there's like no choice; he had to leave on a loan. Apparently, like I said, he wanted to stay, and I'm pretty sure Ancelotti told him, you know what? I've got Alaba, I've got Militao, I've got Rudiger, I got Nacho, and I could potentially promote a player. Um, Apparently Rafa Marin is close to joining Real Betis as well. So maybe not him, but I've got options that I can use. And Vallejo is probably going to be the fifth or sixth centre back option, really. And you got two positions. And okay, yes, there might be injuries, but you don't really need five. Okay, maybe you do need five, but I don't think Vallejo is rated highly enough by Ancelotti. You probably have a few players from the academy that you could promote up if you really, really, really need to. Of course, everybody's hoping that Alaba is fit for majority of the season. Militao is fit and doesn't get too many sending offs. In fact, no sending offs. Rudiger, hopefully he'll have more of an impact, more of a starting role. And Nacho is just going to be Mr. Reliable, as we know he is. So Vallejo doesn't really get in. In fact, last season, I'm sure he played some minutes, didn't he? But it's really, really, really pathetic, the amount of minutes that he's getting. I mean, I know, like, Odriozola played 30 minutes or something. I don't think Vallejo played much more than that. You're looking at players like Vallejo, like Odriozola, like Mariano Diaz, like Eden Hazard, not being given the minutes and leaving because Ancelotti doesn't rate them. Like, I'm sorry to, it might sound offensive to these players, and of course to a player like Eden Hazard, who on his day is one of, if not the best left wingers in the world. But in the past few years, they haven't been good enough. And last season, Ancelotti had to work with these players that he didn't think was good enough, which not only created kind of not a good atmosphere because the players like Vallejo are like, when am I ever going to get a chance? Like, Eden Hazard's probably sitting there going, like, when am I ever going to get a game time? Like, when am I ever going to play? And it doesn't really help the mood in the dressing room, especially if you've got performances like Man City 4, Real Madrid 0. It doesn't really help. So, what we're seeing so far, except for players like Jude Bellingham coming, is first steps is to get rid of the players that Ancelotti doesn't really rate and start from there. And players that the club and the board and the president doesn't think is up for it and doesn't think is good enough. That has to be the first step. And I would have loved to see us get rid of Vallejo permanently and cut ties. But you know what? At least he's not going to be part of the team. Now, we have got Odriozola, who is probably the only other player that we want to look to get rid of. We can really, really focus on getting in a player like Kylian Mbappé if we were to get him this summer. And let's see what happens. But Vallejo will join Granada on a 1-year loan for one season, of course. It kind of really came out of nowhere, but you know what? I think it's the best for Vallejo. I think it's the best for Real Madrid. And I think it's a good deal for Granada. I'm not sure if they'll be in La Liga next season. I don't know who will promote it. I know Eibar, they did not get promoted. And, a lot of people were making this meme like, that's why Messi didn't come into Barcelona. I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But, yeah, it's good for his career. To get some playing time because he'll probably play. And that's one more player gone, at least for this season. Next step will be Odriozola, but baby steps. Now, Fabrizio has come out with more news. Basically, he confirmed that Tchouaméni will be a crucial player next season, which is the current season that's going to come soon. And that he will not leave. Now, I'm pretty sure about 2 weeks ago, there were speculations that Tchouaméni would leave and that Newcastle United and Liverpool both want him. And then Fabrizio, pretty sure, came out around that timing, gave us a clarification that Tchouaméni will not leave. And it seems that now he's given it again. And I'm pretty sure Tchouaméni liked one of Fabrizio's comments that he's a crucial player next season on his Twitter. So this confirms it. Look, I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Tchouaméni has been here for one season, and he takes time. It takes time to settle in. So give him the time that he needs. He's not going to come in and become the best midfielder in the world. Especially when he's playing in a position that I don't think is his natural position. Like, people might say, oh, he is a 6. But for Monaco, in the past, he's always been given that free roam to play more like an 8. You know, he's also contributed a lot in goals and assists, which we've seen what he can do before, like France against England. We've seen what he can do when, you know, he gets an opportunity to try to score. But I think that with Casemiro leaving, Casemiro was meant to be that guidance, that person to guide him along the way, and Casemiro left, and now Tchouaméni has to take that spot, to take those shoes left by a player of Casemiro. It takes time, and not only that, why are we even talking about him leaving? Like, I know Bellingham has arrived, I know we have Valverde, I know we have Camavinga, but it doesn't mean you can't have more options in the midfield. Look, Modric and Kroos will probably retire or leave next summer. Hopefully they don't leave. Hopefully if they were to stop playing, they will retire. And I don't think Dani Ceballos is a long-term solution, even though he signed a new contract. I don't think he should be touted as, you know, the next thing for the future. So 4 midfielders isn't even like it's a lot. Like right now we have 7. 2 of them are going to retire. We have 5. 5 for 3 positions rotating is, I'm pretty sure it's okay. So look, Tchouaméni, he will definitely be a key player. Bellingham, he'll be a key player. Camavinga will be a key player, because Ancelotti knows that he can't constantly rely on Modric and Kroos to perform. So he needs more players to step up, because to replace and to fill Modric and Kroos' shoes when they're not playing isn't something that any player can do. They have the potential to do it, but they're not at that level yet. So to have more quality in that midfield is definitely a bonus. So just wait, just give this guy time, and I'm pretty sure he'll be crucial. Now, that is the same thing with Camavinga, that's the same thing with Bellingham, that's the same thing with Valverde. Whoever performs will get the minutes. Like, it's simple. You know, you go back to Real Madrid back in the days, 2017, 2018, those days, you know, you look at the bench, you're probably like, oh my days, there are some really good players on the bench. So, yeah, just chill down, guys, and give these players time. Now, I did say I was going to end on some quotes that I found pretty interesting. Now, like I said earlier on from the start of the video, I'm not going to talk much about Mbappé because realistically that haven't really been much. But let's talk about this. Right? From Pedro Sanchez, who is the Prime Minister of Spain. I mean, this Mbappé saga has involved the President of France, Macron, and now the Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez. Very, very, very interesting to say the least, when you got 2 big countries like France and Spain, and their leaders are coming out and talking about this. That's how influential he is, and that's how he influential and the amount of power he has. So it goes back to the point of player power, that he can do what he wants because he has the power in his hands. So let's talk about Mbappé. Now, what has Pedro Sanchez got to say? Now, quote, he was asked this question, is Mbappé coming or not? He replied, you know it best. You know it the best. What a soap opera. I think Mbappé himself doesn't know what to do if he wants to join Madrid or not. I agree. I actually agree, because let's go back to last summer. 12 months back. If you guys remember 12 months back, right? So, Kylian Mbappé could be a free agent. Deal with PSG running out. You got PSG saying sign a new contract. You got Real Madrid. The reason why you're even close to being a free agent is Real Madrid, and you got Real Madrid there, and it's like he chose to sign a new contract at PSG at the last minute because he didn't know what he wanted to do, because he didn't know if he wanted to stay or leave for Real Madrid. So I agree what he's saying. You know, I agree that he doesn't know what to do if he wants to join Real Madrid, if he wants to stay at PSG. Because if he knows, he would have made it publicly clear that he wanted to stay or leave. You know? Because, okay, you could say, oh, he definitely wants to leave because he sent that letter to PSG. But he hasn't come out publicly, or his representatives hasn't come out and said he wants to join Real Madrid, he wants to leave the club. You know what? He's still having his holiday, he's still tanking. And it goes back to that point. I want to put this question out, right? If he's still having holiday, and if he's still deciding and having a deadline by the 31st of July, why did he sign that letter to PSG knowing that it will spark controversy? Because there was no need to do that. You know? There was no need to do that publicly unless you're trying to almost cause some drama. And it seems like he did want to cause some drama. Whether he wanted to leave or not, that is a different question. But it does feel like he wanted to cause some drama, and the attention is on him, the spotlight is on him. So, again, it goes back to the point. I don't think he knows he wants to leave or not. I think he just wants the spotlight and he wants the attention. Which goes back to my last point, that I think Real Madrid should be very, very wary that Kylian Mbappé could be doing all this for show, which would really mean that he would stay, but he gets the attention. So, why aren't Real Madrid having a plan B, plan C, plan D? And why are we waiting? Why are we waiting until August to decide whether, we are going to go in for Mbappé, or whether we have a plan B or plan C? Why are we waiting till August? Like, that is redundant. So, yeah, I just don't understand. But that's why I'm gonna end things off. Let me know what your thoughts are down below about Vallejo joining Granada, also about Tchouaméni staying and being a crucial player, and also on Pedro Sanchez, the Prime Minister of Spain, and his comments on Kylian Mbappé with this point here. Let me know all down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you guys did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.